Hey guys, Chelsea here. Now, this video is actually going to be a quite unique one. It's actually going to be talking about the new field offices for Toontown Rewritten. Now, I know I don't really play Toontown Rewritten much, but I'm mostly been focusing on Enlisted. However, I have, since the new update came out, I thought I'll give it a go. And, oh my god, this was insane. This is honestly... This could be probably the biggest update. This is, like, I know people say, oh, this is a huge game-changing update. This is, seriously, this is the biggest update Toontown's actually had. Now, if you didn't know, field offices were already in the game. Well, they were in the first game. They were, they were just cog buildings. They were kind of like, you had, like, this one tiny interesting part, and then you had, like, another fight. These aren't fucking cog buildings. They take over HQs. Oh my god! Like, honestly, if you are below 120 laugh, do not even try these. Don't even look at these. Literally ignore them. They are generally, I've done so much in this game. Like, I've done runs where we can use certain gags. Like, I've done, gag roulettes. I've done all of that. Nothing was harder than this. This was, without question, the hardest thing I have ever done on Toontown. Like, this is generally the hardest thing. Like, I'm not even exaggerating where it says, I recommend 120 laugh for this. I'm not even exaggerating. I went in 121, and I felt like I was, if I'd been 10 laugh less, I would have died. It was that tough. It is generally the toughest thing I have ever done in TTR now, in Toontown in general. Now, first off, there's 5 rooms, I believe, I did a 2-star one, so 1 stars are probably a little bit easier. 3 stars are going to be a lot harder. Jesus Christ, if the 1 stars were this insane, imagine what the 3 stars are going to be like. I can't imagine, actually. But this was a 2-star, and in this one there was 5 floors. Now, the first floor was just a regular cog battle, but the level caps were increased by like 4 or something like that. Like, there was like level 8 coal coolers, level 14 mover and shakers, level 14 minglers, level 5, like, I think the highest we saw a level 18 at one point in the final fight, but I'll get onto that later. It was just crazy. So that fight was crazy, but there was also another thing. Now, if you don't know, gag ups, like, I wouldn't say gag ups, the XP, what's it called? The different gag tracks. Now, by default, 4 of them get locked off, right? It doesn't matter if you don't have them, or for example, it's usually like, it's just 4 random tracks will get locked off at the start of the encounter. So, for when we did this with, you can see here, with Callie the Midget, with Dr. Bonbon and Electro Wizard, we had at the start we had Tune Up, Throw and Squirt, but later on we got Sound, Trap and Drop. Like, and so basically we got every track other than Lure, which was actually a really big detriment. Now, SOS cards and Unites get restricted, by the way, during this. Now, it's generally quite finicky with the SOS cards. Unites as well are actually really good. Like, the Unites as well, this is actually quite cool. You can't actually, you use one, if you use a gag up Unite or a tune up Unite, you can't actually use another one for 3 rounds. Now, this is individually, this isn't like the whole group can't use Unite, so you have to be very strategic. Seriously, I would say, do not go in with randoms. Do not go in with randoms at all. You need good communication with this. The second floor is actually a lot of fun. It was basically ice skating. Now, I generally just had the most fun on this floor. It was so fun just running around, just skating around, dodging everything. It was a lot of fun. The third floor, if I remember correctly, the third floor was basically another cockfight. Yeah, it was the same room as the regular one. But the 4th floor was the shaker room. If you don't know what the shaker room was, if you played the original Toontown Online, ones, the shaker room, of course, would be very, very familiar, because it's a shake. It was what was in the original, the original one. So you went to the shaker room, then you went to the cog fights. Now, the Shaker Room here is basically unchanged. The cogs do have a massive buff. There's another thing, with both the Shaker Room and the Ice Skating Room, if you collect jokes in these rooms, I think it's 30 jokes per room. You'll get access to another track to beat. You get jokes from killing cogs, and basically just skate. I would say that is basically important. In the skate room, you have to basically hit these thermostats, which let you basically you're running on ice, but you can skate around if you hit control, and it's really fun just skating around and just having a blast. It is just a lot of fun. In the Stump Room, it's kind of the same as it was originally. I'm pretty sure they use the exact same cutscene as well as in Toontown Online, but there's a few fun things with it. The cogs actually have a lot more health this time. Like, for example, name droppers I think require 2. Shakers, they used to require 2 to take out, but now they require like 3 or 4. It's a lot of fun to just take them all out, and yeah, you get a lot of you can really farm out jokes on this section, which is really good. After this, you get to the final room. Now, this is where the thing really heats up, and I'm not saying, and I know that was a funny pun, but this is absurdity. Now, especially now, just for reference, you have to fight this big, engine, basically, this boiler. Now, for us, it had like 4 health bars. Now, we basically shredded down the first health bar immediately, and we're like, oh, this ain't too bad. And then we realised, oh, that's just the first health bar. Now the boss will routinely spawn in different cogs, and there's 2 types. It has like, originally, it's quite easy, but then when you get to 25% health, it goes from very easy to holy shit, this thing is insane. Like, it will literally just go from like that to that. Like, it's literally, you click a finger, it'll go into insanity mode. Now, basically, what ends up happening is this thing just, I can't even describe it. It's just so insane. Like, basically, it is the hardest boss in the game at the moment. This boiler is the hardest boss in the game. Now, he'll do attacks that will basically hit like a train. Like, these things do like 30 damage a hit. And, they're unavoidable as well. Like, mostly unavoidable. There's ones that basically will do like burn damage. Like, for a few rounds, you take like 7 damage per round or something ridiculous like that. Or 14 damage per round. And if he has hit in the wrong time, he has like statuses where he'll go from like an attack mode where he does more damage but takes more damage to a defense mode where he does like this insane thing. Now, I clocked on quite early what the defense mode was. So I remember when we did it, I clocked onto it during his second cycle, so I was able to avoid it, because basically this is like fighting, I would say it's like fighting Morganth in, or it's like fighting one of the end bosses in Wizard 101, if you know what those are, like Morganth, what else is there, like Malastare the Undying, where there's a 5th entity. Now this one, honestly, it's worth the wait. Now, I will say he also has this one phase, I think this happens when he's at 50, 75, where he'll take away a gag track for like a small time. So he had sound and trap taken away when we did it. It's a lot of, honestly, just insane. It is just crazy how good this is, like how good this fight is. Oh, and he also has like these other like things where he promotes cogs to higher levels. He heals cogs, and he does a lot of things like that. Honestly, some advice would be, do not go in, and he also has this massive death blast where he'll basically take away he does like 70 life. So immediately, if he's, I know this was a 1-star, but on a 2-star, this was on a 2-star, I meant. So if you see a 2-star and you have 70 life, do not, and I mean do not, even think about it. He will one-shot. He will one-shot. Now, this is, by the way, honestly, this is what you need to save your awards for. Not the CEO, not the CJ, nothing. Save your rewards for this. Like, honestly, you'll be shitting out Unites the whole time. It is just so crazy. This fight is so crazy. Like, they genuinely, I like. It is honestly one of the best things in the game. Honestly, it's so good. It's really fun and it's really intense the whole time around. So yeah, you've got that. The only thing I think I have a gripe with is it can be a bit. Obviously, of course, these are going to literally take over Street HQ, so it's basically not written in stone. Like with the, obviously people will of course do the VP early, but that's basically, you have to look out your way to do that. With this, people could just randomly waltz in and then get fucked over because there's like level 15 cogs on the first fight. Seriously, this is the biggest step up. Now, if you can see in the footage, you'll see how crazy this is. I'm going to upload a video tomorrow where I'm just going to basically show this whole field office, but this is just crazy. It's the biggest update they've done so far, and it is insanity. Anyways, I'm going to end this video here. Leave some comments if you do play this game. I'm also going to put this on a couple of channels. Just leave some comments what you think about this. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.